to apologize.
Because we've begun. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's indoor adventure in our homebrew setting. I always get really used to saying Waterdeep Dragon Heist, but that is not the case on Mondays. On Mondays, instead, we get to go through with our lovely cast of characters in a world all of my choosing. Now, before we begin, oh, geez, it's getting oh so hot in here. Look at this. Look at that. We have wonderful art by Danae Keener on a shirt, and the glow effect looks incredible. I just want to say, really knocked it out of the park. It's one of those triple polymer shirts that RJ is so desperately in love with. So I just want to say, nice and soft. And not only that, but another shirt came in, one designed by our very own Cyber Wolf, which is the real dragons were the friends we made along the way, which also includes little pixel versions of ourselves, which I think is really great and fun. And oh my god, I'm going to be wearing these shirts everywhere because they're actually really nice. So if you're interested in checking out one of those shirts, there is a link to our merch store, the In-Store Adventures, located below in the chat. Or not in the chat, but in the description of not only this video or this audio cast, but also the stream. So if you're looking on getting some sweet swag to help get you through the cold months, now is the time. Or if you want clothes for when it's hot, we also have tank tops and crop tops. So yippee! So that is enough for my little ad at the beginning for our merch, because oh my god, it really is just super comfy. But where we left off last week, you guys had continued your adventure on the Midnight's Dancer, a ship that was piloted by not only Captain Oliviette, but also her first mate and quartermaster, Alvar Dalcor, a human man who kind of had to take up the mantle of ship captain during her inexcused absence, having gotten sent to the moon with our dear Eladrin paladin Coriander. After a quick jaunt into a small mile-wide island where you ended up losing a member of your crew, a half-elf named Dorash, which I said in the last episode that Dorash came back. I was just having difficulty with their names at the time. Dorash was the one who had died while out on the island. And in an attempt to bring him back to help Torga out, Caelum actually he did a no. He accidentally raised the dead, causing Blake to get very, very upset, as Blake is not a fan of undead on principle. So the fact that one of his party members kind of helped create one right before him when he thought he was doing prayer things was actually kind of not okay. Furthermore, we ended up getting back onto the boat, where overnight you guys were assaulted by a set of these avian pirates who eventually landed on your ship and said that you must either pay them or die, to which you guys successfully and easily slayed them, as Coriander and Captain Oliviette showed back up, both wreathed in a silvery fire. Coriander then took the time to talk to the rest of you, as well as with Captain Oliviette chiming in about what they had seen on the moon, filling you in about this oncoming dark star, as well as the arrival of these worm-filled beasts that they kind of had to combat on the moon. But that ended up coming to a close rather quickly, and you guys began to confront Caelum about the spirit residing within his shield, because once again, you found out that Caelum was harboring an undead spirit within his shield, which Blake, not a fan. Cori, not a fan. Gwen, this rum's pretty good. And for the most part, you guys had a pretty quality evening, where Caelum, you were going to go and identify the items that you guys had found while on the island. And Blake, you had just received a message from an old friend, which if I have over here in my notes that are super important to keep all the time, it said 25 words. Where are you heading? I have things to send, but no address. I heard a song that reminded me of you. Be careful. And that is where we will pick up tonight.
So Blake is about to say, and just like reaches for his writing pack or writing kit and everything, and gets it out, and just like has this panic expression because I know he just said something like really horrible. So y'all all just notice him just like stop and not say anything and just take out a bunch of paper and start writing. And after
we didn't understand this, right?
No, it was just sent to Blake. But you guys were having a conversation, I believe the three of you, as Caelum had kind of walked off. And then that is when Blake in the middle, or like right after a sentence kind of heated, just stops, grabs a writing pad and quill and just begins scribbling furiously.
You okay there, buddy?
headed to Isle of Arasthk. No permanent address yet. Next stop, Burn Forest. Look into the Dark Star, please. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
Don't think
Sorry.
he's talking to us.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused there.
Sorry, that was McCarth.
Oh,
Oh,
She was wondering where she could send some stuff.
out of character. Do we know what happened between him and McCarth?
No, I don't think Blake has told you about the specifics of what happened post communion with the dragon. He more have just said like, this is what happened during this time, but the specifics of it are very much a little broken up.
I don't think I ever mentioned that I was with McCarth, but you know everything that happened between him and the dragon.
That's true.
Oh, McCarth, that's very interesting, actually. The last we spoke with her was about the catnap?
Yeah.
yeah. Did she have more info about that?
No. That might be included in the stuff that she wants to send us, I guess.
That's fortuitous, then. That she should commune with us at this hour.
Why did you look so upset?
My last in-person conversation with McCarth didn't go that well. On my end.
Oh,
Oh.
did you like make a move on her or something?
I threw her against a wall.
Nice.
Not nice.
Oh,
That was when I got in contact with Tall, Dark, and Scaly. My patron.
oh, got it. Wait, she was there when you met him?
Yep.
Oh, that's weird. Right? That's weird.
That's not weird.
Okay, all right. It's weird to me. You okay? Like, you two cool now?
Yeah, I mean, you saw me writing a letter to her whenever we left Shroudport.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this is just a correspondence from that. She didn't seem angry.
That's good.
Is
Then, yeah.
there is there something going on between you two?
Like what?
Anything. There just seems to be a bit. I'm getting kind of an evasive vibe talking about this whole thing.
I don't feel like there should be.
Right.
Everything that's happened between us, either y'all were there for or was very, very traumatic for me.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Just checking, because if we meet up with her later, I need to know if I should, be a go-between so you don't have to talk to her.
No, I think it should be fine.
Okay. Just checking. Coriander's going to go like this to Caelum's shield. Like the two eyes into her eyes, and then the two eyes into the two eyes on the shield.
The I'm watching you hand motion.
Yep.
Yeah, so
We're gonna have to deal with that.
are we? Is it bad? I mean, I have a ghost living inside of me. Is that not good?
Yeah, and so do I. Mine's definitely not.
Mine's awesome.
Yes, and we know that.
Yeah.
You know exactly where your ghost came from. The thing is that Caelum hasn't been able to tell me exactly where his ghost came from, and it's also inside an artifact, which I don't trust at all.
Should we maybe ask it?
I've tried. Trust me. It doesn't want to talk to me.
Well, maybe it'll talk to someone who's less intense, which doesn't usually describe me, but in this case it might.
Coriander is a little taken aback by the fact that Gwen is the one that's supposed to be less intense. she's
what?
she's just trying to work out the logic of that in her brain.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit down with the shield. Why don't you guys go not here?
That's probably for the best, I think. Give you a little space. If there's anything that happens,
Smash the shield.
you can try. How about you just, yell out for one of us first?
All right, that could work.
If it talks to you and it
Yeah.
wants you to do things, don't do them.
Right, okay. Don't. Yes.
Keep Cybra.
Oh, okay. Come here, girl. And I'm gonna pat next to me.
Coriander will back away slowly, and then back behind the mast, and then go behind the mast, and then peek out, and then go back behind the mast.
Blake peeking out from the other side of the mast.
Not that big. You guys are mostly not behind it.
Yeah, no, like Blake's horns stick out on one side and his tail sticks out the other.
Corey just has this faint glow.
It really is bad that we're more intense than our barbarian friend.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am subtle.
Pokes head out again.
Yes.
All right.
Vibrant construction orange hair sticking out from behind the mast, and then she pokes back behind.
Right. Yeah, so Gwen's gonna sit down cross-legged, hold up the shield in front of her, and she's gonna Grayskull. Sorry, I keep thinking Graybeard. Grayskull.
What's up?
Do you get any vibes off this thing?
Yeah, it looks really solid. Could probably block some really good hits. I mean, not one of ours, Nothing could stop our strike. Don't be
Right.
ridiculous.
No, I mean like otherworldly, like afterlife vibes.
I'm not. I'm not really that kind of fighter.
Yeah, but you are dead.
Well, I mean, lots of things are dead. If I
All
could
right, fair
just
enough.
put my hands out and say, "Oh, dead things, tell me what you are." We're on the sea. A lot of people die on the sea. I'd probably just piss off a lot of sailor ghosts.
Fair enough. All right. Stand back, sir. And I'm gonna look at the shield. It's a girl, right?
It was a small humanoid form.
Yeah. Do I see it?
No, you see what looks to be 2 eyes etched into the shield above 7 stars etched underneath them as part of the shield's pattern. And if anything, you can just kind of see yourself reflected in the moonlight.
All right. Gwen is gonna sit and kind of meditate with it for a second, like saying under her breath, "Shield dude, I'm not here to harm you. I am a friend of Caelum's. I wish to commune with you for science purposes. Please come forth, for I wish to speak with you."
Nothing.
Okay.
There is no response. Your cry, your whispered prayer, in surprisingly the closest Gwen whisper that we've had so far. So
I've been practicing.
kudos. So in the Gwen whisper that you can, you hear your words echo out, and then you kind of open one eye to look back into the shield, and you can see what almost appears to be these glinting lights kind of shining back at you. And your eyes open up and you get really excited and you realize that it's just the light reflecting off of the shield onto your jewelry, reflecting back onto the shield.
All right, bringing out the big guns. I want to pull out my flute and start to play the chant I played to get into Blake's zone.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to roll a performance on that?
Sure.
Gotta pull up my stats. Performance is at 16.
Okay. Yeah, so with your 16, you set the shield down and you pull out your flute and you begin to play the same tune that you had previously. Just do, 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 do. Just kind of echoing into the night, and it's very solemn. It is not like a joyous stomp. It's not like a rabble-rousing song, and the kind of haunting feeling it gets just echoing out into the ocean as these waves kind of crash into it, and you begin to just continue this song. But as you look down, you don't see any change on this shield.
I put down my flute. I set down the shield on the ship, and I scooted away from me. Cori, it spoke to me.
It did. She's
Yes.
right behind you.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
Said, "Go forth, small creature, and do the good word of the dread pirate Roberts."
Oh my god. Who is the Dread Pirate Roberts?
Is this an actual deception attempt?
Yes. Let's see if I'm good at lying.
I'm going to use
That's
a
a
blood die
9.
and take the 2.
Okay.
The 9.
Okay, well I rolled a 13.
Okay.
One is lying.
But Blake doesn't know this.
No, Blake doesn't know that.
It didn't actually speak to you, did it?
I look at Blake. Blake's just like eyes wide, looking at the ground. Who is this person?
Gwen, this is serious.
Oh, sorry. I just got bored out here. No, it didn't talk to me. Sorry, Blake.
You know, whenever he said that, I got the feeling that like Dread Pirate Roberts was like this sort of ghost pirate. And I really want to kill a ghost now. Looks to Tuesday night.
What?
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 What do you have against the guy who owns the marquee?
Which ghost are you referring to?
So, anyways,
We'll think about that.
Caelum, this is about the time that you've finished your magical detection over the gear that you have, and you've heard Gwen just kind of playing this flute. And you actually get it reminds you of it being the same tune that she used when she initially got into when she had kind of entered into her spiritual state, where she then gained the powers of Eulalian Grayskull. But yeah, so scanning over the items, you actually find that the staff itself, that has this snake head kind of coming off of the top of it, is actually magical. And I've already sent you the info on what that magical item is. So I'll leave it to you to tell your party members about it. But everything else did not have any kind of magical aura on it.
Okay. He heads back up. During this time, could I have like attune to it?
Yep.
Yeah. He heads back up and goes. So, just like looks at Gwen, looks at the shield on the floor, looks at everyone else. But
Hello, Caelum.
hi.
Hey.
Shakes his head. So the staff is out of everything there magical. It doesn't raise the dead, he says, looking at Blake.
Go on.
Well, it sort of, and he spins it down and says the command word.
Which is?
In Draconic, it's probably Rend. R-E-N-D.
Okay. Sweet.
And the top of the staff, the snakehead, animates and starts to like slither in place.
Is it evil?
Well, no, it kind of just like responds to whatever the user says. So like, and he thrusts it towards the mast and like jettisons forward.
And it just turns its head sideways, and with its snake mouth, it just bites onto the mast.
It brings him with him?
No.
Oh, just the... okay.
And if I say the other command word, then it'll poison whatever it hits.
Sweet.
How deadly are you talking?
Oh, like 3d6 poison damage, but pretty deadly. It'll
I
fuck
don't
you up.
understand these technical terms.
In Gwen's words, it'll fuck you up.
Nice. So is it a you thing, or is it like more like a...
Well, I'm not sure on the specifics, but I mean, we'll have to try and see if anyone else can use it. Or would I inherently know that it's only for clerics, druids, and warlocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll relay that. It looks like it only responds to people with basically a deity.
I have a deity.
I have a deity.
I don't.
Don't you? Isn't that dude your deity?
No, he's me.
Can we just call him your dad and not you? That's kind of weird.
Sure.
All right, cool.
I don't think the semantics. I'm just gonna call Tarlayan, and then like here, and he like kind of says the command word to form the staff again, and then just like tosses it to someone to see if they can use it.
You would know that in order to use the command word, you would have to be attuned to it.
So it'll take a while, basically.
Yeah. They would each have to try an hour apiece.
I don't have time for that. That's boring.
I mean, look, you already know that the staff works for you. Why don't you keep it?
I got my axe. She points
Okay.
to her back.
Caelum thinks for a second. He goes, "A spear and a staff? I'd have to switch between both."
You could like dual wield, and like she motions for like spinning motions on the side, like a flag spinner.
Oh, I'm not that dexterous.
Oh, all right. Maybe we can teach ya.
One?
I much prefer what did Farron say? A sword and board style? We'll make it
It
work.
seems like something that would be situationally useful. And honestly, I trust Caelum's judgment, most of all to know when to use it. And if he's the only one who can use it, then it's kind of a moot point to begin with.
Yeah, totally, dude. This way you could be stealthy.
Oh, we could sell it.
It's kind of cool though.
All right,
Caelum.
we'll make a strap for it for your back. All right. Cool.
Oh no.
It's been established. And now that he can't speak, so Caelum.
Sorry,
That's all right.
I just keep on getting bothered.
It's all right. So, how much longer do we have until we get to the place? The island.
By my calculation, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and then another day, and you'll be there.
Well, good news. We're getting paid the more price. Because there was stuff that we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were those bird things, by the way? Does anyone know?
You guys could roll history checks if you would like.
Oh.
They're not Fae, are they?
No, they are not. Surprisingly.
That's a dirty 20.
Woo!
That's 13.
Okay. Anybody else?
Oh, I got a 6 on the die.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
And does
Gwen
Gwen
thinks
care?
they're kankus.
Okay. So yeah, Caelum and Blake, both of you would know that these are that you've heard of bird-esque creatures before like this that typically go by the name Aarakocra.
Ah. Where am I getting expertise from? Hold on.
Knowledge card?
Maybe? Oh yeah, your proficiency
Yeah,
bonus
most
is doubled.
likely.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, they're Aarakocra. They're bird people. Basically, essentially.
Not kankus?
Kankus can't fly. Their wings were cursed off of them from their god because of some trickery, if I remember the lore correctly. Still their voices and their imagination too.
Wow, what a dick.
There's actually a Kenku on the ship.
Yeah. I guess I never asked. So.
Your shield's right over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Caelum just picks the shield up. Yeah.
It's got a few like smudge finger marks on it.
Definitely Gwen sized.
There's some Cori-sized finger marks on it too.
And Blake doesn't have fingerprints, so he's fine.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. He doesn't have flesh to make little swirlies. It's just scale.
Oh dag.
It's like leather.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a cool shield. What's the symbol on the front?
Oh, it's the it's holy symbol of Saloon.
Oh, the moon goddess, right?
Well,
One of them.
one of them.
How many are there? You know what?
At least
Nope.
3.
Nope. Shh. I don't care. I don't. I'm just gonna go get drunk. Anybody else want a drink?
I think I'll cool it for today.
Yeah, same here. Coriander says, still staring at the shield.
Caelum finds a place to sit and starts polishing the shield face.
All right, I'm gonna go chill with the crew, and Gwen's gonna like go downstairs. What's up, bitches?
There is a you hear like one cheer back and then 2 groans as people have been woken up in the middle of their sleep.
Whoops.
Yeah, and under the deck there are your Kanku friend Bristlebeak is willing to party with you, as well as the ship's carpenter Zorka. But it looks like the other crewman who was sleeping down there, Torga, is just kind of like looks at you and kind of just like narrows his eyes a little bit and then just turns over.
We have to party quiet. Unless we go on the deck and then we can party loud. Sorry.
And they'll Bristlebeak actually pulls out a deck of cards.
Gwen is excited.
And just says, "Party quietly," and just kind of like sits down and sets out some cards, and they eventually pull out some mugs as well.
All right, we're gonna do bets.
Okay. All right.
Just whatever game we play. Well, bets silver.
All right. So bets are silver. So roll 2d10.
This is percentage dice.
Yes.
Good. 17.
You lose terribly. And you are actually going to be out 35 silver pieces if you have them at the end.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Math.
You're really bad at gambling.
Whoops.
All right. So you are going to be spending time doing that. Blake, you have the option of going downstairs and joining Gwen for playing cards.
I'm just gonna chill.
Okay. Sounds good. So then you go and you find your resting spot. So that leaves, and Cybra is also going to go down under the deck and just hang out with the crewmen and with Gwen, because she knows that she can get maximum pets by hanging out in a group of people, leaving Cori and Caelum on the ship deck.
Cori will go hang out in the rigging with her ukulele.
Okay.
But if Caelum stays up on the deck, she will keep an eye on him. Surreptitiously.
Does Amaris come back out?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he lights a small lantern, puts it next to him, starts reading a book. And that's probably going to be it.
Okay. Yeah, so Cori, you watch Caelum just reading a book throughout most of the evening, until eventually, Caelum, are you going to meditate or sleep this evening?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I have stuff to find out, so I'm going to meditate.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Cori, are you also going to be meditating?
Yes.
Okay.
Up on deck.
Okay. And then if the option is there, the both of you, I believe, are meditating on deck. Is that where you're meditating, Caelum? Or are you going underneath?
No, yeah, on deck.
Okay.
It's a good night, right?
Yeah. It's cloudless. It's a little cold, but most everywhere is cold at this point.
Cori silhouetted by the moon.
All right. So yeah, you are going to be beginning your meditation. Cori, you're going to be beginning your meditation. And Cori, yours goes by totally fine. Not big, no big deal. You just think more about. I'm guessing your trip on the moon, trying to go back and like piece together more things.
Honestly, yeah, she'll do that, and then she'll also go back to her memory with. Hold on, I know names. High Elf Jerk. Gave her the book.
Oh,
Prescott.
Yes, Prescott.
Prescott. I was gonna say Percival. I knew that was wrong. So yes, she's going to think back on that memory.
Okay. Sounds good. So then, Caelum, you're meditating, going into the library once again. What are you searching for this evening?
Information about clones. Yeah, clones.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Oh, okay. On D&D Beyond, all of my shit is there. I can do math. No, I can't. 25.
Nice. All right. So you begin kind of looking through the listings in this library to find out what you know about clones. And during the kind of like scanning around and purveying through, you feel a little lost until eventually you find yourself in that central chamber where the large book is. And you can actually see that there is what looks to be a humanoid figure that is this pale moonlit color, just sort of like floats up to you, and then presents down with a book that then reads in the same styling that you know how you usually communicate with Saloon is. And it says, "I am here to help. What can I help you find?"
Oh, hello. That's new. Do we have anything about clones? Processes, creation, usages?
And as you say that, it fills into the book, and the figure closes it, and then just kind of bows towards you, and then begins to float away.
I have an assistant now? Okay.
And as
Sorry,
you
what?
continue to just kind of like peer around and look at these books, as you turn around, you can see that there is what looks to be a large table that has formed in this central area with a chair that's kind of been pulled back. And you can see that there is a candle that has been lit, kind of set out onto this table, as well as an ink and quill. And it looks to be almost like a writing station.
Caelum just eyes it. And just shakes his head, sits down.
Okay.
Very familiar.
And eventually this figure comes back over, carrying with it a stack of about 8 books, and then just sets them down onto this table, and then shifts over toward where its focus is towards you, and opens up its book again, and says, "May I be of assistance?"
If you could hold open some books, that'd be great.
And this figure just sort of bows and then comes over. And as you spend your evening looking through these books and these notes about clones, you find that one or two of these stories is more speculative. You aren't necessarily sure whether or not this is actually talking about a successful clone, or if this is talking about a doppelganger who then was so good at what they did that they were able to keep up the imitation of that other person for years and years and years and years. And most people had thought it was a clone, but as you continue to read the story, this was more of like a debunking of that tale, saying that this wasn't a clone because the places were too far apart. You find out that, and as you kind of read through these stories, you find that there are these arcane writings about it that are about how you need to have a cubic inch of flesh in order to be able to perform the spell. You need to have a container worth thousands and thousands and thousands of gold to be able to actually incubate the clone inside of for an extended period of time, as there is a gestation period for actually having your clone grow. It's not like you start your clone spell and then by the end of it, there is a fully fleshed clone. They take time to grow.
How long?
For a standard clone, you would know that it can take upwards of 3 months of just sitting in this tank. And then there is another book that you begin sifting through, and you actually find the tale of what sounds like a shadow history of a ruler of one of the islands deep in the southern seas, who had apparently gone through the process of making multiple clones as a fail-safe measure, but he ended up getting betrayed by his children in a process to kind of facilitate his powers growing into lichdom, but it turned south and actually shattered himself into those different body parts, like into those different clones that he had spread around.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, Caelum is just notating everything. Probably casting Mage Hand to get another book up so he could cross-reference.
Yeah. And you just spend your night doing this and kind of making sure to take down as many notes as you can about the overall process, mostly noting that, again, it takes a very extravagant, expensive container to be able to hold a clone as part of the casting.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait. Sorry, my brain went red string corkboard real quick.
Sure.
Caelum's gonna, at the end of it, just take all of his notes, bang it on the table to strain them up, and, well, thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.
The figure just sort of nods at you and then begins picking up the books and turning around to begin floating away.
If I have some spare time, I'll help put it away.
Okay. Yeah, and you do. It's no real issue.
Yeah.
And so yeah, overnight you learn about a variety of cloning methodologies, as well as debunking popular myths of said cloning. Blake, you are asleep. You have had a quality night, and as you kind of drift into this deep sleep, you kind of feel a heaviness on the lids of your eyes, and you feel a weight to your body. And as you kind of just stir a little bit, as you open them, you see yourself in what looks to be an entirely black vacant space, just devoid of all light, devoid of all color, and you are just kind of floating there. And then that is when you see a light. And this light begins to steadily kind of come on, and as it does, you can see the outline of what looks to be a large chair, a large table, all perfectly sized for a medium-sized humanoid. And you feel a warmth kind of coming over your body, and looking around, you can see that there is on the chair itself, where it's this very nice kind of red velvety texture, you can see that there are what look to be gold bands that kind of circle around the sides. And the fire itself has what looks to be a jade mantelpiece above it that has what looks to be a letter M that then curls down into an O underneath.
Okay. Didn't realize I got dream sequences.
And as you say that, a figure stands up, not even 15 feet ahead of where you are, and you can see them kind of coming into light. And before you, standing in this kind of very loose-fitting purplish top, as well as that kind of extends down into a skirt. It's sleeveless, pulled back, very messy black hair, 2 red horns coming from the front, and a bandage over the eyes. And you see Makath standing in front of you, and she says, "Well, it's something I've kind of picked up more recently. I figured that this would be easier than just sending messages back and forth to each other."
I guess so. Hi.
Hi. And as the two of you kind of exchange this hi, you see behind you, Blake, these 2 large black dragon claws kind of come down, and a snout emerges. Tarlayan's form just kind of peeks in and just says, "You." And she looks up at Tarlayan's body, and just says, "Not now, dear. Maybe later." And she brings up a hand, and you see Tarlayan actually just disappear from the area surrounding you. And then she kind of brings her hands together and just wrings them. And as she does, you two are inside of a room. It's very cozy. As much as this is your dream, it's still my spell. And if I don't want that motherfucker here, I'm not going to let him.
Fair enough.
I wanted to say, I'm sorry. And I do mean that. I never meant for any of what happened, any of what befell you, to do so. And I don't feel like I've really gotten a chance to tell you that. Well, I mean, besides at a moment which I realize in hindsight probably wasn't for the best.
Yeah.
But I am sorry. You didn't hurt me. Everything's fine. I mean, there's still gashes in the basement of my shop, but, well, that kind of comes with the territory, I feel. So...
Yeah, he's just silently nodding.
So, come in. And she looks at you and says, would you like a chair, anything to sit, anything to drink?
Sure.
And she just kind of like rubs her hands a little bit together again, and you see that there is another chair. The one that had its back to you actually kind of turns around on its own and then splits into a second image side by side. So there's a little table that is between these 2 chairs, and she just motions for you to sit.
And he does.
And she just kind of sits down next to him in this chair opposite. And there is a nice, comfortable fire that kind of keeps that's keeping the 2 of you just kind of warm at this point. And she says, "So, I've been able to follow your movement, but I'm not really sure what you've been doing. I've heard the song. It's actually doing quite well in Shroudport. Fang insists on playing it at least twice a day."
Oh, well. If that makes people happy, I guess. We really haven't had a lot of direction up to this point. We were just heading north to go get something for Gwen. now we're heading to Arasthk to make a few more gold.
Oh, that's a good place to do it.
But I don't know how long we'll be able to be there. We need to go back to that burnt forest. Do you remember the worm? Did I show McCart the worm? I think I showed McCart the worm. The soil.
You gave her a soil sample, but you didn't give her the worm.
The soil from Symphozeno. The arborist. It had some creatures in it. Some worms. Coriander recently had some Deus Ex Machina happen to her, and it might have something to do with something called the Dark Star.
And at that, you see Makat's eyes kind of furrow, and she says, "You mentioned something about that in your sending. Do you know what this is? Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it
something bad? Something that's based off of what you told me. It's on the other side of the moon."
Well, at least it's far away.
I don't know for how long.
I don't either. And she just kind of taps the table between the two of you twice. And you see that closer to her is what looks to be a nice porcelain teacup that has very elaborate markings kind of surrounding it with a warmish brown liquid inside. And she says, would you prefer tea or something stronger?
Tea is fine.
And then she just kind of motions towards the table near you, and you just see that her teacup just swivels around. Just again having that kind of same split image.
But that's pretty much it as far as our movements. Did you have something else?
I had advice, which was do your best to not stand out, but I feel like it's a little late for that part now.
Yeah. I do remember you somewhat giving that warning earlier, but I forgot what it was about.
Well, to be frank, it was because you smelled. You smelled like dragon cult.
Like dragon cult?
Yes.
I know about a lot of cults. I don't know about a dragon cult.
They aren't a new thing. They're very old. Haven't been around in 20 years, 25 years. There was apparently, from what I've heard, there was infighting as to who was the better of all of the chromatic dragons, and they just couldn't agree and ended up just destroying themselves.
Okay.
Why?
I felt like it was important and I couldn't find it in the vaults.
That's all right. Roll a high enough investigation check and we'll find it together.
So, whenever we met, you said that I smelled of dragon.
Yes.
But also dragon cult.
You smelled like the piece of fabric that I had that was from the dragon cult. That's why it smelled like you. Why you smell like cult. But like I said, they haven't been a thing in years, so... She just steadily takes a sip of her tea.
Do you know anything else about them?
Well,
Like,
they were located primarily near the lake, to the mountains near the pit, on the eastern shore, or on the western shore, north of the gated glen. Again, one of the reasons why the glen actually started putting up its gate towards the north was to keep out, well, weirdos.
and have you heard of any of them being active within the last few years?
No. Well, 2 years ago, there was a man who grafted an ancient dragon claw onto his arm. He was a crazed wizard. He called himself the Red. He said that this was to be his second coming. But apparently a group of adventurers who were happening by at the time decided to deal with him. That was the last I heard, anyways. Found his body in a shattered tower.
Grody.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
All right. I do not remember if I told her in the letter that it was Tarley and Yuldaris.
I don't believe that you did. I can check real quick, because I keep notes on these things. So... No, that wasn't it.
And what would this cult want with...
With you specifically?
Yeah.
I haven't the foggiest. To be fair. I mean, it's not exactly something that I've put a whole lot of research into. They haven't been a prevalent thing in the realms for a while. Every once in a while you get a dragon cult rise up because they find a large animal's bone and think that it involves some kind of dragon or the other, but I haven't really given much thought about it.
But a song with a big black dragon in it would probably draw some attention.
Just a bit, I would think.
All right.
Now, I have to ask this now, because it does take a lot out of me to be able to do this, to be able to have this. She just motions to the room that you two are in. Is this something that you would want every day? Because you have no way of contacting me otherwise. We could do it once a week, once a month, whatever you're comfortable with. At least until you get a place of your own.
I don't want you to have to spend your energy on this.
Short rest and I'm fine, darling.
Okay. How about give us 2 days?
2 days? All right.
And then I guess we'll take it from there.
All right. Is there anything you'd like for me to be looking out for, other than Dragon Cult, these next 2 days?
Specifically the Dark Star.
Right. Right. Well, Thank you. And again, I'm sorry to have barged in like this. Well, into your slumber, but it was the only way I could think of besides just playing tag with our messages. It's quicker to talk in person sometimes, even if it's not person.
Yeah. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you. It wasn't...
And he'll just like shy smile.
The reason I reached out is because you came back to talk to me even after the horrible thing that happened. You showed me forgiveness, and for that I am grateful. I'm not exactly sure if you know too many tieflings, but most people are typically burned the first time.
I've
Don't
met
often
another
come
one.
back. Well, hopefully they were nothing like me. Hopefully they were more like Mirth, a good girl. And
He'll just like exhale to the camera.
okay. And she, McCarthy eventually just kind of finishes her tea and then sets it down, and says, 2 days then?
2 days.
I'm looking forward to it. And you just see a smile kind of creep onto her face. And that's when the lights around the two of you begin to dim, steadily going from a very nice kind of like tavern lighting to then being dimmer. And as you look down, you can see that your tea has also finished as well, as the room just begins to fade into black. And that is when you continue about your deep sleep. And Gwen, your rest goes by completely uneventfully. You ended up losing some coin the day before, but you earned the trust of the men as you gave them coinage in good faith.
Yeah. Shit. I'm very broke now. Good thing we're getting paid at the end of this.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Cori and Caelum, both of you actually wake up about 4 hours before your other party members on the deck. Are you two just going to be doing battle training?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, by the time that Blake, you, and Gwen come up onto the bow of the ship, or onto the deck of the ship, you can see that Cori and Caelum have been sparring with each other.
Caelum,
Yes.
keep your elbows up.
Cut your hand, Blake. Do it. Ooh, that's a 2-digit.
What
That
ad?
is 16.
Hoo-hoo.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
No, switch over, please.
Never.
There we go.
Cori, go for his legs.
Oh,
Or he swoops the leg. Yeah.
probably gets hit, but on the floor, rolls backwards, says the command word on the staff, and then like whips it around to like try to swipe at her legs as well.
Okay. Make an attack roll against
Cori's-
Cori.
Yeah, go for it. Cori's taking this a little more seriously than she really needs to.
That is a dirty 20.
Woo.
Oh, well, okay then.
I'm not gonna do like to duel. I don't know. I'm not gonna do damage.
Yeah, no, you could. This would be to use the shove action to trip her if you wanted to also make her prone like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Caelum sweeps your legs, Cori, and in your moment of distraction, you also topple down.
Nice.
Cori looks very serious for a moment and then smiles. Very good, Caelum.
Well, I'm learning. Ty,
Sure. We'll call it a tie.
Yeah.
After my coffee, I want to spar someone. She's itching her stomach as she walks into the mess hall. Or into the back down into the mess hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caelum's like heavy breathing, walks over to like where his pack was the night before, or like where he was like writing the night before, scoops up this like stack of papers, walks up to Blake and just like shoves it in his chest and goes, I'm not used to that.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot of notes.
It's a lot of clones.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess
don't
this
mind.
is downtime for today.
Don't mind chapters 4 through 6. It's about doppelgangers.
Why are there 62 chapters?
I had a lot of free time. And I write really fast.
Damn. Just like reach around.
Oh.
And pull the sweaty Caelum to him. Thank you.
No problem. I'll be here now and
And Blake will find a quiet place.
Okay. All right. So Blake is reading his clone notes. Gwen is going to look for some coffee and then coming back out afterwards. Cori, are you up for sparring with Gwen, or is there something else that you were looking forward to doing today?
No, she'll spar with Gwen.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys are sparring on deck, and Caelum, you're just sort of laying down on the ground, breathing heavily as you have just worked out a lot wearing your gear. Cybra will actually come over and begin licking your face a little bit.
that's cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just kind of giving you these wet doggo kisses. And your day goes by pretty uneventfully. Oliviette seems to still be kind of getting her men back under reins to properly captain the ship, seeing as how some of them were a little shaken with their not only with her disappearance, as she's now kind of had to explain the situation to her men. And also give them, she seems to have given them the option as to whether or not they wish to continue their service to her in the Midnight's Dancer upon reaching the Isle, or if they would like to find another crew. As she can see that Torga is not really wanting to hang out with this crew so much anymore. He seems to kind of be wanting to distance himself once he gets to Arasthk. And so Oliviette seems pretty busy throughout the majority of the day. And then at thank you, Wander, for the follow. You're cool. Thank you. I wanted to note it before I forgot because I saw the notification. But yeah, eventually it gets to be about noon, and you actually begin to see these snowflakes that just sort of seem to be drifting from a cloud cover that is formed. It doesn't look to be like they are storm clouds necessarily, but very much just kind of this heavily blanketed gray that seems to just stretch for miles and miles and miles, except all the way to the east where you know that you are heading. You see that there is actually very, very far off a break in the clouds that looks like vibrant blue skies past that point. And as this snow begins to drift down, Oliviette actually will come down and say, Coriander, may I speak with you for a minute?
Absolutely.
And she kind of just looks around and says, is it all right if we discuss this in my cabin?
Certainly.
All right.
Gwen is eyeing this from away.
Follow her into the cabin.
Okay.
It seems like an important matter.
Well, it's something that has been kind of plaguing at me a little bit over the last couple of days. So when I was younger, I knew that the gods always played a hand in the lives of individuals. The Underdark is full of cursed and forsaken. The goddess I was told to worship from a young age was known for punishing traitors by turning them into monsters devoid of intelligent thought. I left because the Midnight Dancer called to me, even in the darkest places. And now I roam the ocean. And I thought that was it. Just here's a song, go to the surface, and I was content with that. But now you seem like you're taking this in stride. But I don't know what to do. And so that's why I've come to you, which is, how do you show appreciation to the powers that have helped, well, make you who you are? And as she says that, her hands just kind of ignite with the silvery flame. How do you, what does it mean to be a paladin?
Oh. Well, I suppose it means different things to different people.
What does it mean to you?
To me, I knew there was a great elf one time, and I wanted to be like him. It was simple as that.
I see. And what about now? After going to the moon, after doing all of these things that you've said that you have done, what does it mean to you still?
Well, he still means that to me, of course. I know that there are things that need to be done, and if I'm the person to do it, then so be it. I'm sorry if this isn't very helpful for you.
And she just sort of furrows her brow a little bit and says, no, it's everything I have done for the last 60 years, I've done for myself. I've done it for my crew, to get them into a good place. I've done what I can to get a ship. It's not easy for a drow girl to get her own seafaring vessel as soon as I did. But I just don't know. I want to show my gratitude to the dancer.
I see. Well, if
Can you
you're carrying...
teach
Sorry.
me how to pray?
I can try.
Not now, of course. Not now. But when do you normally take your prayers?
Well, that's just the thing, is that followers of Corlon don't pray.
And she just gets this look on her face and just says, maybe I asked the wrong person about this, but at the same time, I feel like we're kind of in a similar boat. And also the same boat. She motions to the ship.
Literally and figuratively, yes. I think Caelum prays. I don't know if I've ever seen him pray.
Do you think he would show us? Or at least give a good instruction?
I think that he could give us the most excellent instruction on the boat. Even if he doesn't pray on his own, he could find a rather good education. What's it called when a teacher assembles a lesson plan?
Study guide.
Yes.
Okay.
I do think I think, yes, he would be able to help us. But aside from face to face, I have never spoken to a god.
And she just looks at you and just... I mean, I used to pray to the spider goddess, but I don't want to pray in that same way. It was not the same. I was a kid. We'll figure it out. And I did have one last thing that I wanted to ask. Would you want to meditate later? I have questions about the Feywild. You had questions about the Underdark. And this seemed like the easiest way. You could see whatever you wanted of the Underdark, and I would be able to see Feywild.
Okay. Yes. That sounds like it'd be lovely.
She just kind of smiles to herself. Says, would you like for me to come and get you when I'm getting ready to meditate, or would you prefer to just knock?
Oh, come and get me. I'll just be under the stars.
She just nods. And as she is opening up the door to the cabin for the both of you to exit out of now, her having kind of said her spiel, I'd like for everybody to make perception checks.
That's a 10.
That's also a 10.
21.
Wow. A 12.
Okay. Yeah, so Cori, your back's kind of turned to the front of the ship. Caelum, you are still very much lying on the ground, breathing heavily. It's been a while since you were actually in combat, but at this point, it just kind of feels good to get in that cold salt air. And Blake, you are just skimming your notes, just going through everything you possibly can gather about this. But Gwen, you being the very bored halfling that you are, on this boat, begin to look forward into the clouds and just kind of see if, like, you've just been watching snowflakes fall and list from the clouds into the sea, and have just been seeing if you can, like, sit there with your mouth open, tongue hanging out, trying to, like, catch one, while just waiting for time to go by. Yeah, a lot of them hit you in your eye. It's really annoying. But you see what looks to be a dark shape actually kind of flying through the sky, quite a ways in front of you. And as you go and look at this thing that's flying in the air, you actually see it rise up into the clouds that seem to be kind of low hanging over. And as you are continuing to look around, you actually hear from the crow's nest, Bristlebeak, who opens his mouth once again and makes the sound of dock bells. And as he does, all of your attention is drawn forward, and you can see approaching you rather fast is actually there is actually another ship, another vessel that seems to be angling itself so that way it will actually come right up next to you in about 10 minutes or so. And that is actually where we are going to be taking our first break of the evening. So you guys have spotted this ship on its way towards you. I would like to say, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who's decided to stick with us so far. It's really cool seeing you guys being so supportive. I really enjoy it. I wanted to say thank you also to all of you audiocast listeners for pushing us past 100 average plays an episode, past 5,000 views from listens from last week. That's ridiculous. I'm excited to eventually get our VODs to that point as well, but we're working on it. Also, because we hit 200, and we have been kind of given the go about this. Hey guys, did you know that on the 13th, the spookiest number of all, we are actually going to be getting a slightly spooky campaign featuring our own DM, Wings, instead of me. So I'm very excited because I get to be a player in a 3-man run of Curse of Strahd. So if you are excited to see myself, LB, and RJustice with a lot of awesome guests coming by to lend their assistance as we face the Dark Lord, come on by on February 13th. We're gonna hopefully try and make this into what Waterdeep will eventually lead into. So I'm very excited.
Can we say who the first guest is gonna be?
Yes, the first guest is none other than Tyler. Our dear friend, our dear friend who has helped us out and helps out Wings every day, all the time, Evers, Tyler. So we are going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, but don't go anywhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a food, grab a friend. Come on back and make sure that you guys buckle up your pants for this newest indoor adventures. So we will see you soon. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. There, I've unmuted it. Everybody's back. Oh, look at that. I want to do it. There. There, I screened it.
You're doing it wrong.
No. If you look at the VOD, we're all doing it at the same...
Oh no, even the gag has gags.
I love Tyler.
Incredible. All right, hello everybody, and welcome back after our giggle break. So you guys have just seen that there is a ship heading towards your guys' ship, as well as what Gwen was able to see as a large figure that was kind of soaring through the sky that had gone up into the clouds, and that was the last that you had seen of it. But Bristlebeak, your Kenku lookout, has actually begun kind of ringing a bell from its beak, using the skills of Kenku mimicry to alert everybody about an oncoming vessel. And as it is making its way towards you all, Oliviette just kind of like puts her large hat on, steps out onto the aft castle, and you can see that she actually takes out a spyglass to begin looking at the ship that is coming towards you all. And you just hear her say in Elven, for those of you who speak it, just, they have a fucking cyclops, and just like continues to look through. And that is when she starts calling out for everybody to get ready. And she actually hops down onto the deck where the four of you are, and leans down next to you, Blake, and slaps your shoulder twice. And she says, well, hopefully your skills with the crossbow have not deteriorated from last night. We are going to need them.
Okay.
Everybody get ready. We are going to have visitors. And she starts like clapping her hands.
One just slowly pulls out her axe. What do you mean visitors? Like
the crossbow.
birds?
She just points over at the ship that is actually, it looks like it is coming towards you guys pretty quickly.
Oh shit.
Like
What's
ramming
that?
speed towards us, or?
Not ramming speed, but it is coming in at an angle to try and get up next to you.
What was that
I take
thing
it
in the
it's not
clouds?
The friendly sort of visitors?
What's thing in the clouds?
There was a big old like dark spot in the cloud.
Oh, I don't know what that is, so hopefully we won't have to find out.
Solid. Gwen's getting hype.
And yeah, as you guys continue forward, she goes around and makes sure that her crewmen have either gone under deck to make sure that they just suffer minimal casualties. As like Denzig had said several days ago at this point, that this is a merchant crew. The closest thing that they ever had to combat were these birds showing up and starting a ruckus. But it appears like the ruckus has indeed come to you guys. And as you are about 30 feet away from this ship, you can actually see what looks to be a human man standing arms crossed on the towards the back of the ship. Just kind of like yelling out to about 8 individuals that are all running around, or not 8, sorry, 5. 5 individuals who are all running around on the deck of the ship, and you see some of them are pulling out cutlasses and getting ready to act as a boarding party. Yes.
Gwen would like to ask the captain, are we killing them?
Well, the big ones kill. The smaller ones, you get more money if you bring them in alive.
Gwen's eyes go wide and like she just looks so joyous for a second. Got it.
And she says to the 3 of you as well, other than just Gwen. So, as a general reminder, these are pirates. Arasthk does not like pirates in his waters. If we bring back each pirate, each individual one will get us at least 25 gold pieces. So, what do you say?
Let's get some pirates.
Let's get some fucking money. Yes.
What's the what's the part of the boat with the little pointy bit at the end, at the front?
At the front.
Oh, a bow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bow of the ship. The backside is the stern.
Does it have like one of those like sticky outfits at the nose, like all the way down?
Yes, I don't know that boat word, so we're just going to say the sticky outy bit.
Okay,
Grey
Part where
Greybeard, if you know what that term is.
Like.
Coriander's going to deftly walk out onto that little sticky outy bit, and like call out to the other ship, "Hello."
As you do, you see that there is a large looming form that comes up from beneath the aft castle and just picks up what looks to be this large spherical shaped object, and it just rears back and throws it at you. And it looks like this large creature is going to try and strike at you with a rock. I would like for everybody to roll initiative.
That's 20.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, wait.
I rolled a 2.
That's not bad.
You rolled a 2 and got a 20?
No.
Oh.
I got a 19, guys. It won't focus, but whatever.
You got a 19, Caelum?
Yeah, well, it's down to 18 now because -1.
Didn't you take mobile?
Yeah, it doesn't actually restrict my initiative or anything.
Oh, I thought it gave you a bonus.
No.
Okay. My bad.
You did
Blake.
take mobile?
The alert.
No, I have mobile.
Oh,
It's-
alert is the one that gives
it's
you the
alert
plus
that gives you the
5.
bone.
Yeah. All right. So Blake, what'd you get?
5.
Okay, Cori.
Oh, 10.
Okay, and Gwen, what'd you get?
21.
God. Okay. And let's see what Olivia gets. She does all right. She got a 15 total. And then I need to roll for baddies. You guys are lucky that I got those out of the way now. Yeah. Because the Cyclops.
It doesn't help us if we die first.
Okay, so...
I didn't know this ship was also a submarine.
It's not. Rock, what do you want specific?
All right, so first up
Give Rock some
is going to be the creature throwing the rock.
Hit me.
Please don't.
And how it did.
Oh, please don't.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
All right.
Is this bludgeoning damage?
Yeah. Yes, it
Chat,
is.
save us.
All right. Well, I immediately negate 3 of that damage, so
Okay.
it'll take the edge off.
It's funny you choose those words. Because you are standing on an edge.
Hello.
Tiny elf.
You are going to take 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh shoot.
That's a lot.
You're right.
Yeah, so Cori, make a dexterity save as you had hopped up onto the frontmost bow of the ship.
Indoor, what the fuck?
Look, man, I respond. What'd you get, Cori?
Oh no.
Is this a good?
That doesn't look like a
It
good.
doesn't look good. No,
Oh
that's
my
a one.
god.
Whew.
Yeah, so this rock, like Cori, you brace yourself with your shield out and you get your longsword out. And the rest of you hear Cori call out to this opposing boat as this large rock just rockets forward. And Cori, you brace yourself with your shield and it just knocks you off. And the rest of you actually hear a splooshing sound as Cori falls into the water.
Right.
Okay.
Gwen.
It is your turn.
I had a moment where I was like, Gwen's gonna run over the edge, grab a rope, and dive off, and then I was like, fuck, Gwen can't swim. This is a big old lake to not. Oh no. Gwen would like to rage.
Okay.
Is this boat within distance? How close is this?
Yeah, at this point, you guys are maybe about 20 feet apart from each other.
Cool. I'm gonna try and jump onto the other ship.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
With just so you know, I have fast movement now, and my speed increased by 10 when I'm not wearing heavy armor, which I'm not.
Okay.
So I can move 45 feet.
Okay.
No, 35 feet.
So what is your maximum jump distance?
How does one find this out? Long jump. When you make a D&D Beyond. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score, or at least 10 feet. So you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you the whole score.
Okay.
So 14 feet.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have to make an athletics check to make it onto the other ship.
Okay.
And you're
since
raging,
I'm
right?
raging,
Yeah.
yep, that's an advantage. Good, because that was a 2. Come over here, dice. That was a 1! You were supposed to roll off. So that is that's a 7.
Okay. The true monster was the ocean.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Oh, I really hope Gwen doesn't go.
Okay, so Gwen, you run along the bow kind of near where Cori had actually gotten rocketed into the ocean as well. And you just hop out onto the tip because you were going to run from at the length of the tip, jump off onto the other ship, and then begin running into that. But your foot just slips right as you hit the side, and you are now like holding on to the side part of the ship. You have not fallen in the water, but you are currently considered prone on the bow of the ship.
And you guys just fuckers!
And the ocean is just breaking underneath you.
Do I see Cori?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's good. That's it's 18, yes.
Okay, yeah. You see what looks to be a orangish eladrin form that is currently in the water, steadily sinking down.
Hi, Cori!
And they are just passing by, again, as the ship has the forward momentum with it.
Get the chickens for now. That's my turn.
Okay. So then next up is going to be Caelum. What would you like to do? You have just seen Cori get rocketed off the side of the ship, and then you watched as Gwen tried to exact some tiny vengeance and tripped.
Sorry. Turns to Blake. Get Gwen. He's running towards like the edge of the ship, pulling out a rope.
Okay.
And is there a crew member by?
Most of the crew members had run underneath to avoid casualties.
Fuck. What was it, Cyber?
How the fuck am I supposed to get Gwen?
She's only on the bow of the ship currently. Like,
Of this ship.
yeah, of this ship. Not the enemy ship. She just ran to the edge, slipped, and has just been like holding on to the front. Normally there's like a mermaid or another hottie kind of like, oh yes, I am the bow. But in this case, you just have a shrieking halfling.
Do I spot Cori?
Make perception check.
17.
Yeah, you see what looks to be your Autumn Eladrin friend just kind of like falling behind you guys.
How high is the ship?
It's about 10 feet into the water.
Cool. So she could totally get back with her bonus action. All right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Caelum knows that. Redact the rope. Because that's not where Gwen is anymore. Can I hold my action if anyone tries to board? I'm gonna Viper them as they come across.
Okay. To Viper, does that take your action?
It's my bonus action to whip it out.
Okay, yeah. So bonus action, you call upon your Viper, and you take the readied action of if anybody gets close to you while trying to board onto the ship, that you're just gonna Viper out at them, no prob. Gotti. So then next up is going to be Oliviette. And she has seen Cori teleport before, so she's going to hope for the best on that one, and actually runs up onto the aft castle and begins steering the wheel of the ship, just quickly turning it to try and avoid a direct head-on collision with this other ship. As they again just seem to have changed the angle, so that way they were going to press the tip of their bow against yours to kind of set you guys off kilter, but she is just maneuvering around, so now it's a gradual curve, but the decks are very, very close to each other, about only a 10-foot distance between the two now. So then that is going to be her turn. The captain of the other ship is going to grab hold of a rope and twist it around his arm, and he is actually going to swing over onto the aft castle, and he's going to begin to start harassing Oliviette as he does so. So, Caelum, you are currently too far away to be able to use your staff. So he is going to be able to get at least one or two good swings in. But he does get a crit on his second hit. His first one went by no prob. It was a different dice too, I would like to add. So, It was.
Sure. I believe that.
It was my metal one.
I believe in you too.
So he's going to deal 24 points of damage to Oliviette.
I can't heal all you people.
And when this human figure has a shaved head, and you can see what looks to be like a shark tattoo coming up the back of his head. As he stabs into her and then pulls his short sword out. She just quickly shoots him a glance, and as she does, you see that she just bares her teeth, and her eyes begin to just glow that silvery fire once more as it begins to start wreathing over her body. She is pissed. Come on to my ship, bitch, please. Cori, it is your turn.
Alrighty. How far am I from each ship?
You are from the ship that you're currently on, that you were currently next to. It is progressed forward, so you're still by the stern of the ship at this point. It's not entirely away from you.
Okay, so I'm not within 30 feet of the other ship.
You could get onto the deck of the other ship. If you could see it. I could get onto
the deck of the other ship.
Yes, if you could see it.
If I could, how much, okay, is this like I'm thinking of this in Minecraft terms, like if I threw an ender eye
okay.
onto like the mast of the ship. I have line of sight to the mast, yes? Yeah. So could I teleport to the mast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd be able to teleport at like the very top part of the mast. So you'd be about 20 feet up on the opposite ship's mast if you wanted.
Okay. Is there a place where I could like there's sails?
You would have to grab hold of a rope really quick or something to like stabilize yourself up on there.
Okay. All right. I'm rolling well tonight.
Why would you say that?
Famous last words.
Okay. I have a 16. If anybody does feel like they don't want to roll, let me know. Just putting that out there into the world.
Is that so? All right. I don't think I had my long rest before. Hold on real quick.
Sure.
I'll fix this briefly. I'm down to 15 hit points, by the way. No biggie.
Yeah, we know.
All right. I'm going to teleport up to 20 feet above the mast of the ship.
Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
I'll take that 16. If you're cool with that. Yeah, I'll take that 16.
Please take that.
Okay.
Wait.
So yeah, Cori teleports up onto the enemy's mast. And are you just like grabbing hold of a rope, or are you just like stabilizing yourself like a surfer somehow on top of this crossbar?
Either. Doesn't really matter. Surfer. She's gotta walk on top of the snow and be the Legolas of the group. So yeah, surfer.
Okay.
And I also want to lay on hands myself.
Okay.
For 24 hit points.
Okay. Sounds good. So then next up is going to be these group of swabbies that were on the enemy ship. And you see that there are 4 of them that are actually going to leap over onto the deck of your guys' ship. And then as they appear, Caelum, your ready to action goes off, so you will get a strike against one of them.
17.
Okay, 17 hits. Roll for damage.
He takes 4 piercing and makes a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
He got an 8.
And then he takes 14 poison damage.
All right. So as you put your spear out and this guy kind of like lands in front of you, whips out his cutlass, and as he does to begin to make a threatening move towards you, the snake moves on its own and just catches him right in the jugular. And as the fangs sink in, you actually see with a very quick spread just this thick, dark veinage as the poison begins to quickly course through this pirate's life force. As their body just kind of seizes up and falls over on the ground dead.
Oh. Sorry.
You weren't supposed to kill him that quickly.
I didn't mean to. We just,
And at that,
life is so fragile.
two of them are going to go up to Blake, and one of them is going to rush over to Caelum, because they were originally going in groups of twos, but that didn't work out for one pair. So, does a 17 hit?
Who?
Blake.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, thank you so much. Open for adventure.
Oh, thank you.
Hey.
Open for adventure. Thank you. That dice is gone forever.
We in combat.
So you are going to take 3 points of slashing damage as this pirate brings his knife down against you.
That's okay, because I want to use that reaction. And do a hellish rebuke.
Okay, he has to make a dex save.
He does.
He is going to get an 18.
Well, he's a duty head.
He's a stinking poop face is what he is.
So he'll take 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Which is still more than what he did to me.
Were there any ones on that die roll?
There was.
Did you re-roll it though? Because don't you have a thing that does that, or is that
That's for my blood right damage.
Got it.
lame?
All right, so then it is actually going to be Blake's turn. Or no, sorry, the one that was striking out against Caelum did not do that. He did not do that thing. Blake, it is your turn.
This guy's like right up against me, right?
Yeah, there are two guys that are directly on you.
I have the crossbow out.
Yep.
So I'm going to move to where I can get them both in a line and probably take opportunity attacks from one of them.
Yeah. You got a 3 on the die.
Cool. I need them both to make 2 more dex saves.
Okay.
I'm gonna acid breath them.
Acid.
I'm gonna spit at them.
Yeah, they got a 4 and a 5 on the die.
All right, so it's only 2d6.
We need to take these guys alive. Poison, acid.
10 points
Okay.
of acid damage.
All right. So, yeah, you spew out this acid damage. And as it does, you see the one that you would hit with the Hellish Rebuke. There is too much acid onto his person to really stop. Like, you haven't used your acid breath in a while, so this is like unpopping a cork where it just shoots out and it just burns a hole through that first guy and then completely starts covering the chest of the second one, who begins to very reasonably start shrieking out in terror as the skin on his chest just begins to kind of melt away. He wasn't wearing leathers. This dude was like wearing cloth gear, being a fun pirate. But they chose the wrong ship to board today. So he is at a very minimal health. He's still alive. At least that guy is. So you guys have killed 2 of those pirates. So then it is going to...
my turn. That'll be my turn, yeah.
Okay, because then it is the start of the round. Cori, what is your dex modifier? Or, sorry, not Cori, Gwen.
My dex modifier?
Yes.
+1.
All right, so you are going to go before the Cyclops does.
Cool.
Thank God.
All right, I'm gonna pull myself up
Okay.
off the bow. I'm gonna get onto the ship and just like hold the ground for a second and go, not doing that again. That was dumb. Eyes red with rage. And then she's gonna, there's still one guy on our ship or more than one?
On your guys' ship, there are currently 3 pirates, as well as their pirate captain.
Okay. I'm going to yell out to it's a Cyclops.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell out to him in Giant. The fuck are you doing with these guys? You don't belong on a boat.
And it just calls back to you, "They pay in meat."
I have grog.
"So do I." And he just like raises his hands above his arms, or his hands above his head, and just begins to kind of shout and cheer.
All right, I warned you. And I'm gonna I'm not gonna try and jump the boats again. That was a stupid idea.
They're only about you could jump the boats at this point and not have to roll to make a check because they're so close. They're within your long jump distance. Unless you want this to be a character thing where you're just like, no. The open nopetion.
Well, could I do it in a way that I'm not jumping off of the front of the ship?
Yeah, no, they are side next to each other at this point.
Okay, then I will do that. I will jump off the side of the ship so I can... so I don't go near the front again. That was scary. Yeah, so I'd like to jump across, and if I can get within combat range of the duder, I'd like to attack.
Do it, and you totally can.
All right, cool. All right.
Especially now with your furious little feet just chasing after him.
That's a 13.
Okay, a 13. Your axe sinks into his leg, and as it does, you just see him flex with his calf, and the axe actually pops back out. It seems like he is a little bit too strong to be hit by that attack.
Oh, shit. And I'm gonna, like, shift underneath him so I'm behind him.
Okay.
So he's facing away from the ship.
All right, so he is going to turn around. And you see him reach down on the ground and actually pick up what looks to be this large oar. But it looks like it is, it's not meant for people sizes. This is very much an oar meant for something as large as this creature. And it just grabs it with two hands and actually swings to try and bat you, in an almost golfer-like stance.
Okay.
And he says, "Tiny says has grog, no believe." And it is going to get a 17 on the die.
That hits.
Okie dokie.
I don't have that much armor. I should probably do something about that.
That is going to be for 15 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced by half because you're raging. And then it is going to strike out against you again.
Do it.
And so it is going to get a... does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I'm not hard to hit.
That dice is also gone forever. For 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
But,
and as he does that, I was like,
you would have gotten a second attack.
why?
You're level 5.
I don't think I get 2 attacks yet.
You barbarian level 5?
I thought everyone got 2 attacks at level 5.
Not
No,
everyone.
Not everyone.
No?
I'm pretty sure barbarians.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can attack twice instead of once. I'm new
Okay,
to level
so-
5, guys.
So, roll for your second attack. Roll for your second attack, and then if you hit, then your guardian thing. No? Okay. Got it.
I rolled the exact same thing.
Oh,
I
boy.
need to get my piece of paper out.
All right.
But as he, I don't know why, but rolling on paper makes the difference. Okay, guys, it
All right.
does.
That's the LB secret tech.
Yeah. But as he hits me the second time, I say, "Yeah, well, my shit can make you go blind. It's that good."
He just blinks his singular eye at you. Mouth slightly agape, and you can see that like he doesn't have a whole lot of teeth, and there's one really nasty looking one. It's just sort of by itself, like the others have just gone away from it, almost in terror.
Yeah. You guys, all you hear is like this deep, like guttural noises coming out of these two creatures. Me and the creature.
Caelum, this is your turn.
Caelum himself is taking a defensive stance. Moonin swoops down from like wherever he was, curls up next to Olivia and hisses at the pirate dude, and Caelum's gonna cast Cure Wounds through him
Okay.
on Olivia for 22.
Jeepers. Okay, she's almost back to full on that one. All right. And as your cat kind of like rubs up against her leg, in the like hisses at the dude, rubs up on her leg, you actually see that healing magic course back in, and now her entire body is just wreathed in these silvery flames as the wounds begin to kind of just seal up. From your cure wounds, do you have a bonus action, good sir?
Nah, I'm not gonna leave Blake alone. I'm done.
Okay. So then next up is actually the captain. And she is pissed. She's very upset. So she is going to hit this guy with her rapier. And get a 23 to hit. So yeah, this guy's getting fucking smacked. And then
Sneak attack.
she is going to deal... She's going to deal 28 points of damage on this guy. With just these, like, Zorro-style sweeps on this dude's chest. You actually see that a lot of the gear that he was wearing also gets torn into. He is not too happy about that. And she, and as she attacks him, she says, "I can't wait to see you rot in the cells of the dragon." As she continues to just kind of provoke him and antagonize him. So then next up is going to be Cori.
Alrighty.
And you can see that Gwen is fighting a Cyclops underneath you. And then it looks like the regular pirates that were on the deck of the ship have all kind of hopped off to the side.
Corey's gonna give a look, kind of like, where did everyone go? And did everybody remembers Dark Souls? Yeah.
Yes.
Corey's gonna jump down and try to plunge this this sword into the Cyclops' head.
To the Cyclops' eye.
I think you should have took the 16 for this one.
Actually, it's yoo-hoo! All right, how does a 22 treat you?
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Roll for that DMG.
Yeah, and the fun part about this, I now have second level spell slots, so that's an extra smiting die for me. So, all right, that is 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then 11, 18 radiant damage.
Ooh. Okay.
And then I get to attack again.
Mm-hmm.
So she just plunges. I imagine it goes just like into his shoulder.
Yeah, just right into the meaty bit.
And then I'm gonna try and get him in the ear, like the soft spot.
Oh God. Okay.
11.
Okay. 11 does not hit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so as you go to like stab into the side of his head, he just brings up his hand and kind of swats you off of his back. So you land on your feet next to Gwen.
Hello.
I got this one.
All right.
Oh, by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So then it is going to be the pirate captain is actually going. He's gonna be able to hit Oliviette again. Not a crit, mind you, but still a good hit. So he is going to do minimal damage for 4 points. And as he, like, because he seems very taken aback at this point, as there is just this glowing on fire drow woman standing in front of him. And she, as she gets stabbed by this guy's cutlass, she actually responds, "Is that the best you've got?" And then she just sort of smirks to herself as she says it. Next up are these little pirate boys. So the one that's like acid burned on the chest is going to try and strike out against Blake. And gets a 15 to hit. I don't think that does.
No.
All right. And then one of the ones that was that had kind of stayed behind is now jumped over and is also going to try and stab out at Blake, seeing as how you have a on fire crossbow and you just vomited acid on people. He's very scared. He doesn't want to deal with that, and he can't. He rolled terribly. So that was it for him. And then there's one on Caelum. So Caelum, the one that you are squared off against, also rolled like shit. He's rolled really bad. Got like a 13. That's not gonna do it. So that is it for those guys. Next up, Blake.
It's really funny how all of these people want to try to escape one dragon and didn't realize they were going to have to mess with me. I'm going to step back just a little bit so that I am outside of 5 feet.
Okay, so he will make an attack. Two of them will make an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one goes to hit with a 14. Doesn't hit. Second guy got a 6. Both of them miss.
You are by far the worst pirates I have ever heard of, and I have not heard of you before. If I was smart, I would have put up the crossbow, but I'm not. I'm going to shoot the captain.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
I would also like to use a bonus action, and no, I won't. Sorry. This is probably definitely going to hit. It's 25.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. Roll for damage.
I get how many blood right dice? It's a d6 now. Okay. It's gonna be shit. 9 points of piercing damage from the crossbow.
Okay.
And 6 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
Because I have a d6 now.
Ooh. Fancy.
And because I'm using a crossbow, that's my only attack for the round.
Yay! So next up, and the captain of the enemy ship just gets this crossbow that sinks real deep into his shoulder, and he does not like the way that things are currently going. But Gwen, it is your turn.
All right, it's just a little bit further out on my screen, so I have to like click the right thing. All right, I'm going to attack this mofo.
Do it.
First attack. God, no. You can go over there. Second attack. That's better. That's a 19.
19 will hit. Roll for damage.
All right, good. Jesus H. Christ. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
That's 6 damage.
Okay.
One isn't doing a lot this battle.
But your ancestral ability kicks off, yeah?
Yes, it does.
Okie dokie.
And I'm going to say, yeah, you are slimy for a big dude. So I'm just like missing.
Okay. So then it is his turn. He says, in giant, back to you, not slimy, essential oils. And he'll rear back and try and hit you again. And he is going to get a 17 to hit.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be for 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's fine.
And then he is going to make his second hit against you. And he's going to get a 15. Okay?
Yep. My AC is 14.
So you are going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Reduce that down to 8.
Math. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still good.
Okay. Yeah, so that was that creature's turn. So then next up is going to be Caelum. You got 2 pirates in front of you, and you see that Blake has 2 in front of him, but he just doesn't even seem to be, like, he doesn't even seem to care about these shitty pirates.
Huh. I have 2 in front of me? I thought I only had 1.
1 more came from the other ship.
Right. Okay. Gonna, if Blake shot the captain, bonus action, Blessing of the Raven Queen, sliding underneath the 2, saddling up next to Blake, interposing myself between him and the other 2 pirates.
Okay.
And in the Hoplin form, he sweeps the snake staff and targets 3 of them. Probably not 1 hit by acid.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 3 of the healthy guys.
Okay, you can shoot acid in a cone from the snake?
No. I'm casting command and targeting 3 people.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
And he's gonna say, surrender.
Okay.
DC 14 wisdom.
So one of them you see the magic take hold in their eyes, and the other 2 just kind of like shake their heads. And it's the one that already had like the huge acid burns in the chest. Or no, you said not that one, right?
Not that one, yeah.
Yeah. So one of these boys is currently under the effects of your spell, but not the others.
Okay. And that's all my actions.
Okay.
What do you tell him to do?
Surrender.
All right. So then the one that you had said to surrender just drops their weapon and gets down onto the ground. And then the others that are nearish you, these other 3, are actually going to strike out against you, seeing as how you have just merged into shadow like Reaper from Overwatch and then appeared somewhere else. They did not like that at all. So they are going to strike out, and one of them got a 16 on the die.
That's a hit.
So you're going to take 2 points of slashing damage.
Reduced to 1.
Oh boy. Yeah, so his cutlass sinks in, but it's just like it just gets caught in the shadow. And then he's just like looking up at you, and as you make eye contact, the red in your eyes just begins to glow even brighter. All right, so that was it for their turn. Cori, is your go.
Sorry, Gwen, I'm already a bit involved. And she'll touch her and cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action. You get +2 AC. And I'm going to attack the Cyclope.
Yeah.
Okay, 18.
Okay, 18 hits.
That's a lot of fucking dice.
Don't worry about it.
Paladins, man.
Does it 18 hit?
Yes.
All right, just checking. All right, 8 slashing damage and 7, 14, 16 radiant damage.
What the fuck? Okay.
I just blew both my second level spell slots on him, so no more of those.
Yeah,
Don't worry
fair
about
enough.
it. Just first level spell slots now.
Okay.
And 17, does that hit?
17 does hit. Roll for damage.
All right, another 8 slashing damage and 10 radiant damage.
Oof. Sounds
Paladins.
good. Yeah, this creature is not looking well. Like, a couple hits from Cori have knocked a significant portion of its health away. And seeing all of this unfold, the enemy captain is going to look at Oliviette, and you hear him call out, "Maybe not today, love." And he disengages and is actually going to hop back onto his own ship, and grab the wheel. And as he does, he actually calls out into the sky, Beatrice! And then begins to start moving the wheel. And that is it for his turn. Blake.
Does anything react?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Great.
Don't worry about it.
So I've got 2 pirates on me.
Yes.
And Caelum interceding between those.
Yes.
How far is the captain?
The captain is about 45 feet at this point.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Let's shoot him.
Okay.
24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'm gonna burn my Crimson Right Blood Curse of the Marked.
Okay.
No 1s and no 6s, unfortunately.
Mediocre.
13 points of piercing damage
Oh boy.
and 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, this guy is not looking... He's not looking good or pleased. So that is Blake's turn. Next up, Gwen.
Let's do this shit. All right, I am going to attempt to attack him again.
Okay.
First hit. God damn it. Does a 9 hit?
No.
It's okay. Second hit. I quit. That's a natural 1.
Oh boy. All right.
When doesn't like fighting on boats?
Your sea legs are kicking in. You're just not
Yeah.
really... You're not about this life in particular.
No.
All right. So then it is going to be this creature's turn, and he is going to try and hit you again.
What's my AC now? It's +2?
Yes.
16.
He gets a 21 to hit.
Jeez.
I mean, that hits.
Okay, so for 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So half that to...
This is fine.
Yeah,
10.
yeah, half to 10. And then he is going to make his second attack against you.
Do it.
For 19.
That definitely hits.
Okay.
No, I really wish I didn't burn that right.
Oh, no.
For 14 points of damage.
Gwen goes down. Finally. I don't think Gwen has gone down yet.
I mean, not in combat.
I mean, yeah.
Well, a woman never kisses and tells.
Except when she
And
walks
speaking-
out and yells her conquest.
It win.
And speaking of lovely ladies, it is Beatrice's turn. As Gwen, as you go down and are just struck underneath the weight of this ore, the rest of you see what look to be a winged creature with what looks almost to be like a lion's head on the front, shooting down out of the clouds. And it will rear back with its tail, and it kind of whips it down towards Oliviette. So it is going to roll. And it does indeed hit her. For some damage. Yeesh. And that is going to be for 9 points of piercing damage. Which she took more from the surprise hit. Like, overall, after Caelum's healing. But this large creature is just zooming out of the sky towards the ships. So, then next up is going to be Caelum. Caelum, if you would like, you can make a Arcana check or a Nature check.
Can I make an Arcana check into a Perception check to see if Gwen has gone down?
Sure.
Cool. Arcana being 18.
Okay, you would know that this creature, this kind of barbed-looking lion creature shooting through the sky, is what is known as a manticore.
Well, just turns to Blake,
Okay.
points at the manticore, shoot it down. And then the raven form disappears. I mean, yeah.
Get Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen, 14 plus...
Yeah, you see her, no problem.
Okay, I'm going to send Moonin over.
Okay.
Snoot boops the Gwen. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds through him. So convenient. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong die. This one. That's 7. Plus 2 is 9, and 3 is 12 HP.
Okay. So... Yeah, Gwen, you heal 12. I was going to mark something down, but I didn't need to. I don't know why.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
Does my Shield of Faith stay on Gwen?
Yes, because you maintained concentration, but Gwen, you did lose out on your rage. So, Caelum, that was your turn. Then next up is going to be your guys' captain, who just yells, kind of leans over the side of the deck, just, Delco, get your ass fucking up here! I need you to control the ship! And then with a laugh, she actually jumps across from her ship to the others, where the other pirate captain is, and she is going to attack out at him. And does so. She does well. Got a 22 to hit. And then dealt pretty close to max damage. Yeah. That guy did not have anything left. So just very quickly, she strikes out against this pirate captain. You see that she does not kill him, but instead, as he's kind of reared back, she just takes the basket hilt over her rapier and just decks him in the face. And you see that he just crumples down onto the ship's deck. And then she actually grabs on to the navigation wheel of the ship and begins trying to pull it away from the ship that you guys are currently on. So that is going to be it for her turn.
Coriander's going to point at her and yell, "Now that's how you appreciation for your goddess!"
All right. So then next up is Cori.
It is Cori.
Yes, it would be the pirate captain, but he's a little MIA.
Cool. I'm gonna fight the Cyclops.
Okay.
Friggin' yes.
Was it the crittles?
It's a criddle.
Yay!
So many
Alright,
D8s.
I'm gonna roll more. We double up on the smite as well, yeah?
Yep.
Well,
All dice are doubled.
holy moly.
And the
All
points
right.
matter.
Do we also add... It's just the dice that we double, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 7 is 21 slashing damage, and then it is 6, 7, 8, 13 radiant damage.
Holy shit. Okay. He's looking rightly messed up.
He's still up?
Yeah.
It's a
Gwen hasn't
Cyclops,
done
man.
anything to him. She hit him once.
Yeah, and he's just crying out very angrily.
That's me.
All right. So yeah, these other pirates who are still on Blake and Caelum all begin. They're gonna still just attempt to try and strike out. They've seen that their captain has gone down, but reinforcements are on the way. So they are more than willing to try and kill you guys if it means getting some awesome shit. Which you guys are, I mean, your staff turned into a snake and your other friend's hair is on fire and your other friend is just like scrabbling around. Blake has a crossbow on fire. They don't know that that's not the item. So Blake, you are going to get 2 hits coming in at you. And Caelum, you are going to get 1 hit and a miss, because I believe a 16 misses you, correct?
It hits me, but I'm casting shield, so both miss.
Okay. So Blake, you are going to take 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay. So then that is it for their turn. Blake.
Do I have eyesight on the Manticore?
Yes, you do.
Is it within 90 feet?
Yes, it is.
I would like to hex it.
Okay. Sounds good. So does it need to make a save, or is it just hexed?
Oh, it's just hexed.
Okay.
I would like to give it disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Okay.
And then take a shot.
Do it.
I'm thinking that a 26 is going to hit.
Oh, yeah. Just barely, but yeah. You know what? I'll let you guys have this one.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, LB.
Extra 1d6 necrotic. Yeah. Oh shit, why did I roll 2 Crimson Right dice? I'm sorry.
Shouldn't have said anything. You should have said the number.
Sorry. So it's going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
2 points of fire damage.
And
And
you
4
also...
points of necrotic,
Yes.
which I will maintain.
It was 20 points total. You did in your single shot. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And you hear this creature just lets out a roar. A very, very pissed off roar. So then next up is going to be Gwen.
Gwen wakes up, hears this pissed off roar, and goes, "What the fuck is that?" And then I'm going to re-rage. I would like to re-rage, please. And then I guess I'm gonna attack.
Do it.
Do this
Kill
shit.
him.
I'll try. Ooh, okay, you can stay out. That's a 17 plus 5, 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. All right, and as I have a new thing, which when I don't click on the wrong thing, I have Savage Attacker, which is the feat I took. Once per turn, when you roll damage for a melee weapon attack, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice and choose which one you want. So I rolled a 3, so I'm going to re-roll it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take the 3.
Okay.
So that is 3 plus 4 is 7
Okay.
on the first attack. And then the second attack is that's 11.
Yeah, an 11 does not hit.
Hey, you know what? I got one, and I'm pretty happy
Does
about that.
she get advantage because Cori is standing next to her?
Nope.
No, we don't do flanking.
Nope.
Oh, we don't do flank.
No.
Right. And I'm going to shift behind him. Do I see the Manticore?
Make a perception check with advantage because you woke up to a roaring sound.
16.
Yeah. 16, you definitely see it just in the air, especially after it's been plugged with a crossbow.
I've got a question.
Yep.
Where's Cybra?
She is under the ship. She's
Good
just,
to know.
Yep, she is just below deck.
We're going to have to work on that.
It's true. She's trying to be a support animal for all of the scared sailors.
Aw.
Just getting all sorts of pets. She loves it. So then next up is going to be the Cyclopean creature. It's going to strike out against Gwen, seeing as how you've popped back up. and is going to get an 11 against you.
Finally didn't hit me.
And very frustrated, it is going to attempt to swing out at you again.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That is a crit.
Oh no.
All right, so that is going to be quite a bit. For a total of 38, halved because you are raging.
Yeah. Shit.
And Cori, you see him just raise up above his head, and with a firm swat down, and the sound of breaking wood, when he pulls his large oar that he had been using, there is just a hole in the deck, and you can see that Gwen is just on the ground in the floor beneath.
Oh no.
Yeah, Cori winces, and then she's like, "You okay there, Gwen?"
No response.
All right.
All right, so then next up is going to be Caelum. And Caelum, you watch as Gwen just gets stomped into the next floor.
Caleb just stands there like, oh, come on! And then Moonin jumps down.
Okay.
I know, right? Ever since casting Shield of Faith on her, I'm sure that it has helped her exactly none time.
Oh.
It
Oh, yeah,
didn't
'cause that
block
guy
shit.
It rolled an 11, right? Yeah, so that's 6 plus 7, 13 plus 3, 16.
Okay. Gwen, you heal back 16 points. All right. So.
God, just let me die!
So Oliviette's turn. And she is going to hop over the barrier of the aft castle, land on the ground, and actually stab up with her rapier to try and hit this Cyclopean. She does not. And then as her strike swings out to try and hit it, and it doesn't, she just looks up at it and says, "Au revoir," and then leaves immediately, just runs back onto the deck. As it tries to swing out against her, she just does a quick turn, and using her swashbuckling abilities is just completely noping the hell out of there after a failed attempt. So then next up is going to be Cori.
Alrighty. Let's see if I can take down this Cyclops. Alrighty. How's a 14?
A 14, I believe, just hits. Roll for damage.
Alright, that is 12 slashing damage and 5 radiant damage. Here comes number 2. I think I'm out of spell slots. Yep, that was my last one. So, all right, boys. All right. How about 20? Dirty 20.
Okay, 20 will hit. Wait, so what was the damage on the last hit? Sorry.
$12 slashing damage and 5 radiant damage.
Okay. Sounds good.
And this one's actually another 12 slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you fell this large creature?
She's gonna the first slash, she'll take out his Achilles tendon, and as he's falling forward, she just reaches up with her sword really quick at the last second, and it goes right through his eye, just like.
Oh. Awesome.
And he falls right onto her sword.
Oh yeah.
And she gets Cyclops blood all over her. And she's all like, "Okay, that was a little tougher than I thought it would be."
Okay. Yeah, so Then next up is going to be the 4 remaining pirates that were on the ship, and seeing as how not only their captain has kind of gone down, but their heavy hitter is clearly dead. Just dead like dunzo. You see that they actually all start just putting their swords down and then bringing their hands up in a non-aggressive stance.
That's smart.
And at this point, Beatrice, the manticore that had been flying around, is going to make a morale check. Yeah, she is a surprisingly smart creature. So after seeing, like, takes note that her captain's down, takes note that the heavy hitter, possibly her friend, also went down. She is just going to turn around, fly away.
How far does she get away?
She can move a total of 100 feet per round.
Wow.
I'm
still going to take one shot.
Yeah. What's the long range on your crossbow?
400.
Yeah, so you could take one shot now at the regular range, and then you would have at least 3 more attempts at long distance to try and just pocket her out of the sky.
I would like to take those.
Okay.
So 1 regular. 17.
Okay. Roll for damage. It's very easy to hit this creature.
7 points of piercing, 5 points of fire, 5 points necrotic.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. And it's still up in the air, but you see it significantly, like, drop a little bit.
Right. Disadvantage. 15.
15 still hits. Roll for damage. And Caelum, you see that Blake just walks over to the side of the boat, and just like last night where he was shooting birdmen at long distances, this manticore is acting as a clay pigeon for him.
11 piercing, 4 fire, 2 necrotic.
Okay. Is barely holding itself up in the air.
All right, 3rd shot.
Can I pat Blake on the back and bless him?
Yeah.
Is that a D4?
That's a D4.
16. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And a 3.
What?
So the blessed die was a 3, so it was an 8. And I have a +8 to hit with the crossbow.
Roll for damage.
13 piercing, 4 fire, 6 necrotic.
Oh my god. Just a regular fucking crossbow. No magical weapons here. But you, Blake, you bring up your crossbow, and as Caelum comes over and pats you on the back, you feel for a moment that the wind that had kind of been coursing through comes to a complete stop. You know the exact way to angle your shot to get the maximized damage on this creature as it flees. And in that moment, you let your crossbow go, let your bolt go, and it just sails true through the air and eventually just pierces the side of this creature, which you see, similar to last night, just plummets directly towards the ocean.
Now, are any of y'all going to give us any issues?
They have already surrendered. It seems like your guys' merchant crew has come up and begin tying them up as well. And Gwen. So you are like, you've been crushed into the next floor. You have woken up surrounded by debris with just this little winged cat nose booping you awake for a second time. What would you like to do?
A shadow will fall over her.
I'm like gonna slowly stand up. Or
The hole
sit
is
up.
covered, by the way, with just this large
Yeah.
with this large cyclops' body.
Is there stuff down? Where am I?
You are in the hold underneath the ship, much in the same way that you guys had a shipping area, or like a storage area. It looks very much the same way, although not expertly moved around and stored like that you and Caelum had done previously.
Less. I'm gonna look for grog.
Okay. The hunt for grog continues here.
How far is the ship away?
The ship at this point, because Oliviette jumped over it and she's just been maintaining course next to the two of you. Until eventually members from her ship come over. They begin to take up the sails and actually bring it to a stop next to your guys' ship.
Gwen, are you okay?
Gwen, make an investigation check and a perception check. Investigation for grog. Perception for friends.
Oh, shit. That's a 9.
Okay.
Perception is a 6. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, every time I move this goddamn table, shit goes wrong with my dice. I don't know what it is, the feng shui of this room, but
Needs to readjust.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
yeah, and then what was your perception check?
A 6.
Okay, no, you do not hear Cori calling for you. And at this point, you're just going through the underside of this ship, just room by room, opening it up, trying to find yourself some grog. And you can hear, and you can actually feel the ship kind of come to a stop. It's no longer having that forward momentum. You don't hear the waves breaking underneath you. And you hear what sounds like wooden boards that are being laid from Oliviette's ship onto this ship. And as you are looking through the rooms, you end up finding what looks to be a large barrel that has been labeled grog.
I would like to carry it over my head, and I would like to go out. I would like to think that there's a door that I could kick open onto the deck. And you
Meanwhile,
just
Coriander's just trying to deadlift a cyclops.
you see Gwen, this door kicks open, and then you see a barrel, and then you see little Gwen walking over, and she's gonna walk across the planks, walk onto the ship, go down under the ship, and then you just hear a cork unpopping, and you hear the grog pouring.
So, Gwen, as you go to pour in the grog, no liquid comes out. And instead you hear what sound like little muffled squeaks and voices.
Nothing comes out, and you just hear, "Son of a bitch!" Wait, the fuck? And she's gonna peek her little eye in the little hole.
Okay, do you have dark vision?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Okay, so you go to put your eye in the hole. And as you do, you just see a little finger come out and jab you real quick.
You son of a bitch! I'm gonna give you the count of 5, or I'm gonna tear this barrel apart with my axe. 1.
And you hear what sounds like some quick scrambling on the inside, as well as a set of hushed voices that all seem to be kind of like talking amongst themselves.
2. 3.
And at 3, the lid to the barrel pops off, and out spill what look to be 4 smaller lizard men that all have what look to be these little wings on their backs.
The fuck are you guys?
I'm Gern. And one proudly creates a little stance and points to himself. That's Shu, that's Tivin, that's Malk.
All right. Are you stowaways?
No, we were hiding. We were always told to hide.
Oh, well, welcome to the... I don't know what this ship is called. You're on a different ship now.
They all just kind of look back at each other. Then Gern looks forward. Do you have booze?
Oh, do I?
And he just puts his little hand out towards you.
I nux him. And then I say, all right, here's the story. You guys were stowaways because if they find out you're pirates, they're going to turn you in and we're going to get a lot of money for it. I'm in a pissed off mood, but I like you guys. So let's just chill, all right?
All right. And all four of them just kind of like hands in front of them, all just kind of clasped, just nodding in agreement with you. And that is where we're going to call it for this evening. Is Gwen meeting 4 new unlikely friends.
What are they?
They are winged kobolds.
Ugh.
The Erd.
So they're my size.
Yeah, they are your
okay.
size, possibly a little bit smaller. It seems like if any of them, Malk is the tallest. And he's more of lengthier in the back.
Cool.
Yes, but I would like to say that is our adventure for the day. So thank you all for stopping by. I had a lot of fun with this boat battle. Had to kick it up a notch because y'all motherfuckers kill everything that I throw at you. So I figured, why not make it soups deadly? And you still kick the shit out of everything that I threw at you. So
You incapacitated 2 players right off the bat.
Keep in mind,
Hey,
I literally had to
teleport.
use every single spell slot I had.
yeah, so you're saying we've hit a good happy medium.
Yes, we did both yes.
All right. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has stopped by and stuck with us through this adventure. Thank you so much to all of my players who put up with my bullshit weekly. And a special thank you to these four wonderful, great individuals, such as RJ. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, hi. I'm RJ here on the show, but you can find me at Twitter and Twitch at RJustice282, where I sometimes stream Overwatch with 1 and 2. No, 1 and 2. Yeah. Also, you can find me on the Tuesday night game, Dragon Deep Water Heist. I was about to say Water Heist Dragon Deep. I mean, that's close enough. As our Warlock Tiefling Hubris. And also on Saturdays on Restarter's channel as the Silent Sentinel Ajax.
Yeah.
Some shit went down. I'm sorry.
It was a fun game. All right. And LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Zombos. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me here Mondays and Tuesdays. Y'all know what I play because you listen to it. And on Fridays at 8 p.m. I'm on Pro Research channel doing a Birthright campaign where it's all sorts of Games of Thrones. And on Sundays I'm on Encounter Roleplays channel doing Fate system where we are the young heroes of Fate. And we didn't get to play last week, but super excited for this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cyberwolf, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi. You can find me here, which is great because you're already here. But you can also follow me on Twitter at Cyberwolf1201, where I post random stuff, mostly ship posts, but also what I'm doing, like whenever I stream on twitch.tv/Cyberwolf1201, where I play video games badly and talk about the lore. And right now we're doing a wonderful, wonderful gauntlet of Breath of the Wild. So you should come check that out. For other role-playing content, you can... Where else am I? You can find me on Thursdays on Pro Restarter's channel, where I just debuted a new character, Koyar, the human-looking Babby. I already said that he's a shifter, but just know I'm going very on brand with this new character. You can also check out Open for Adventure. I'm not currently a player or do anything with the channel except help them out behind the scenes, and they're doing some really cool stuff right now, and you should check them out. You can find me on YouTube. Let's Talk About It just got a new episode. You can listen to me drunk ramble about stuff and things, and hopefully new content will be coming at a point.
Yes.
Some point.
A soon
Yeah.
point, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. And
I
Danae,
think that's it.
where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. It redirects to my art Tumblr, where you can see doodles from this game and also lots of tieflings, sometimes sad tieflings. And also remember that I'm going to be running Curse of Strahd starting the 13th. And we're going to try and blaze our way through Death House, and maybe there'll be death, but there will also be a house.
Certainly a house. Death is a real maybe on that one. All right.
Death is a real maybe.
Yes, certainly in Barovia. I'm not antagonizing the DM before we start. Why would I do that?
Brother, would you mind not?
All right, and I am the Indoor Adventurer, but you probably knew that if you are already here. I stream Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mondays, we have our amazing homebrew game with these lovely people, which, oh my god, I fucking love Mondays. And then Tuesdays is our Dragon Heist game, which we are nearing the halfway point in Chapter 4, so couple months. We might actually get through to the end of this module. And I'm very excited about, because I love Waterdeep, but I want to see what happens. I want to know just as much as you guys. And then Wednesday, for right now, this Wednesday is going to be the finale of Never Wednesdays with my buddy Reeves, as we are finishing Dark Souls 3. And since that is not going to take us 3 hours to do, because we are on like the last set of bosses, he and I are actually going to be playing a one-on-one RPG called My Dead Friend, which is about a necromancer and the creature that they summon for a variety of reasons. It is a tabletop game that uses tarot cards instead of dice, so I'm quite interested to see how this game will play. Let me tell you. And then, of course, on the 13th, we're going to be starting our Curse of Strahd campaign. Also, if you like the people in this chat, you want to get to know them more, you can always subscribe to the channel using a Twitch Prime subscription, which is free for you. Or you can get into our channel via the Patreon and becoming a patron. And in doing so, you will get access to that Discord, as well as adventures that I definitely write and will send out every month, even though I was bad about last month, but I will send it out soon. I'll do it. Fingers crossed. And of course, we also have a merch store, which is in a link in the description of all of the media where you can find this, where you can get awesome shirts like our Moon Maidens, Oliviette and Cori. You can get the Real Friends Were the Dragons All Along. Cyberwolf bought a mug earlier, and he's been drinking out of the battle mug earlier. We got a lot of good stuff, and it's all very soft and very nice, because I listened to RJ about the material that I should use for the shirts. It's quality. I would like to say I guarantee it, but I believe that's somebody else's catch line. Also, we have an after show after this, so if you'd like to ask us questions and get those questions answered, you can hear that in Knights of the Courtyard, which we are going to be going into now.